I'm having a look here at my Red Devil apple tree. It did really poorly last year. It had a really bad year because when it was in full flower, we had a late frost in May, I think, which really damaged the flowers and meant we had so few fruit. But this year it's making up for it. It's like it stored loads of energy and it's just ready to really fruit for all it's worth. And so I've got lots and lots of apples that have set, and I need to go around and thin them down so we can get a few really good, big, tasty apples rather than a bunch of small, worthless apples almost. So the first thing we look at is, are there any that look damaged by, if it's like by insects, worms, anything like that, then we can get rid of them right away. Maybe the ones that look a bit small and measly. They're actually all really hanging on really well. So the first thing to do is to make sure that they're not too close together. I want to have a look and see if there are any that are a little bit damaged, but at the moment they just all look really healthy. But for example, we got these two and they're really close. Then you got this one, and look at this little bug here. I don't think he's a good guy. He is quite cute, but I think he might be a bit of a damaging one. I probably should remove him and put him somewhere else. I'll think about that later. Let's look over here. We've got one that does look a little bit completely damaged. That was just a little thing that's not going to amount too much. The thing is, the trees do have a natural fruit drop in May or June, depending on where you are and how far along your trees are. So, I mean, you can wait. That one was totally ready just to come off right there. You can wait for and that one's also completely loose. You can wait for the natural fruit drop, but that one is also going to just kind of come off on its own. So it's also like just anticipating which ones are actually going to come, because the last thing you want to do is take too many off. At least I don't want to do that. I don't want to risk having too few fruit either, because I just want to have as many as possible. I just want them to be good size and tasty. Let's look over here. Okay, so these ones are all hanging on really well. So just think, okay, which ones are going to do best? This one's really, really close to the stem, so it's not going to get much sun. It's going to be really hidden by this guy, so you won't get much sunlight. There's so many of those little bugs around. I think they're the ones called May bugs, and I think they are the ones eating all these little holes. Not good. But yes, I'm going to remove this apple here, just with a little gentle tug. If I remove that leaf, you can put the little bug on it. You can probably see better what I'm doing. So yeah, I'm going to look here and see, okay, these guys are all really quite close to each other. Which one shall I remove? I'm going to think about that for a bit. I am being quite cautious because it's quite early in the season and I just don't want to remove too many. Oh, and look here. This one you can remove as well. But the thing is, what you want to do is remove the ones that are, if there's one that's going to be in shadow, like this, in this case, this one's going to be in the sun, this one here, whereas this one is more in the shade. Already you can see that if you look at this guy, he is more green on one side where he's going to be completely shaded out by this fellow. So even though this guy is the bigger of the two, this guy's the one I would remove just gently by tugging like that. You don't want to cause any damage to the other fruits. And that guy was so, look at that. Again, another one that was ready for the May or June drop. He just fell right off. He's so small. Survival of the biggest here. But that's just how you just go along and you just sort of gently select which ones you think are best. And this bunch, I think they're quite evenly spaced. I mean, if you want to be ruthless, which I really don't like being, but I probably should be, I could get this guy out. And then that just gives the others, the little threesome there, a good chance of, and in the end I might even remove him and then just have those two, because they could be together quite close and they're still really well distanced like that, separated, and they can still grow really big on their own. So that's the kind of spacing you want. Like up here you got three. I should remove this middle guy and just give the other two a chance. And look, there's even one little guy in between. He had no chance, but this guy is going to just crowd out the other two, so he should probably be removed. So there we go. It's just going around and checking out and seeing what you want to do and taking your time. That's what I'm going to do, and hopefully I'll show you how they turn out in the end. They're really wonderful apples, these ones, my Red Devils. So I'll see you next time.